Ever wondered why some questions make people uncomfortable? In our journey through life, we often stumble upon inquiries that, while innocent in their intent, strike a discordant note. Today, we venture into a sensitive territory, exploring questions that, unbeknownst to many, can feel intrusive or offensive to a gay man. It's about understanding and respecting individual boundaries, acknowledging diversity, and promoting an environment of acceptance. So without further ado, let's dive into some of these questions and understand why they are best left unasked. First off, did you choose to be gay? This is a question that, more often than not, stems from a misunderstanding about the nature of sexual orientation. It's important to clarify this misconception because it can lead to a lack of respect and support for the LGBTQ+ community. The idea that being gay is a choice implies that it is a lifestyle or a preference that one consciously opts for. But let's set the record straight here. Being gay, or having any sexual orientation for that matter, is not a matter of preference or decision. It's not like choosing between a latte or an espresso at your local cafe. It's a fundamental aspect of who we are, as integral to our identity as our ethnicity or the color of our eyes. This isn't just a matter of opinion, but a fact backed by substantial scientific research. Numerous studies conducted over the past few decades have found strong biological correlations with sexual orientation. These studies suggest that factors such as genetics, hormones, and brain structure all play a role in determining a person's sexual orientation. For instance, research has found that identical twins are more likely to share the same sexual orientation, indicating a genetic link. Other studies have discovered differences in brain structures between straight and gay individuals. While the exact mechanisms are still being explored, the consensus among scientists is clear. Sexual orientation is not a choice. Understanding this is crucial because it challenges the harmful notion that being gay is something that can or should be changed. It emphasizes the fact that people in the LGBTQ+ community are not choosing to be different or to go against societal norms. They are simply being true to themselves. So, the next time you feel the urge to ask someone if they chose to be gay, take a moment to remember this. Being gay isn't a choice. It's not a lifestyle. It's a part of who a person is, just as much as their height, their skin color, or the sound of their laugh. So remember, being gay isn't a choice, it's simply a part of who a person is. Scene script. Next up, does this mean you're into fashion, or do you like musicals? Stereotypes, especially those tied to lifestyle preferences and interests, can often be misleading and even harmful. In our society, certain interests and hobbies are often associated with particular groups of people. For instance, fashion and musicals are often stereotypically associated with gay men. But let's be clear here. It's just as plausible for a straight man to have a passion for haute couture or Broadway shows as it is for a gay man. It's important to remember that interests and hobbies are individual characteristics. They're a part of who we are as unique individuals, not a reflection of our sexual orientation. Just like the color of our eyes or the shape of our nose, they're a part of what makes us, well, us. So when you meet a gay man who loves football or a straight man who loves interior design, remember, it's not that they're defying norms or expectations. They're simply being themselves. They are expressing their individuality and their unique set of interests. Being gay doesn't dictate what someone likes or dislikes. A gay man can be a car enthusiast, a sports fanatic, a bookworm, a gamer, a foodie, or anything else under the sun, just as a straight man can, and just as a straight woman can, and just as a gay woman can. Your sexual orientation doesn't come with a predetermined set of hobbies or interests. Think about it. Would it be fair to assume that all straight men love football, or that all straight women love cooking? Of course not. Because we understand that our interests are a reflection of our individuality, not our sexual orientation. So the next time you're tempted to ask a gay man if he loves musicals, or if he's into fashion, pause for a moment. Remember that these are individual interests, not gay interests. Instead, ask him about his interests, his hobbies, his passions. You might be surprised at the diversity of responses you'll receive. Interests are a personal thing, not a gay thing. So who's the man in the relationship? This is a question that many gay men often hear, but it's based on a fundamental misunderstanding about relationships and gender roles. It assumes that every relationship must fit into traditional, heteronormative molds where one partner is male and the other is female. But let's take a moment to unpack this misconception. Firstly, it's essential to understand that this question is rooted in the antiquated belief that a relationship requires a dominant and a submissive partner, a notion that is not only outdated but also, quite frankly, reductive. Relationships, whether they are heterosexual or homosexual, are not about dominance or submission, but about partnership, understanding, and mutual respect. Secondly, this question assumes that male and female roles are rigid and set in stone. This is far from the truth. Gender roles are societal constructs that have evolved and changed over time. They are not inherent or biologically determined. In the modern world, we're breaking down these traditional roles daily. Men cook and clean, women work in construction and engineering, and everyone has the right to express their emotions openly. In the context of a gay relationship, the question "who's the man?" implies that one partner must be emulating a woman. This is a gross oversimplification of gay relationships and a clear misunderstanding of what it means to be a man or a woman. Gay men are still men, regardless of who they love or how they express their love. Finally, it's important to realize that every relationship is unique. Each one operates on its own set of rules and dynamics, and there's no one-size-fits-all approach. Just as it's inappropriate to make assumptions about a heterosexual couple based on outdated gender roles, it's equally inappropriate to do so in the context of a gay relationship. In any relationship, it's about partnership, not gender roles. So how do you guys, let's take a moment to really think about this question. It's one that seems to crop up far too often, fueled by a misguided sense of curiosity. The question itself is not the issue, it's the context in which it's being asked. We're talking about someone's private life, their personal, intimate moments. It's not a topic for casual conversation or idle curiosity, no matter who you're asking. Let's put it in perspective. Imagine if someone you barely knew, or even a close friend, started probing into your personal life, asking explicit details about your intimate moments. Uncomfortable, right? It's a blatant invasion of privacy that most people would find inappropriate and unwelcome. It's no different when you're asking a gay man about his sex life. Sexual orientation doesn't give anyone a free pass to ask intrusive questions. It doesn't matter if you're straight, gay, bi, or anything else on the spectrum. Everyone's private life is their own business, and it should be respected as such. Curiosity is natural, of course, but there's a line that shouldn't be crossed. It's important to remember that we're all human beings with our own unique experiences and perspectives. We all deserve respect and understanding, regardless of our sexual orientation. When you're talking to a gay man, treat him with the same respect and privacy you'd want for yourself. So, the next time you're tempted to ask a question like that, take a step back. Ask yourself if it's really appropriate, if you'd be comfortable answering the same question. If the answer is no, then it's probably best to keep that question to yourself. Remember, curiosity isn't an excuse for inappropriateness. It's our responsibility to ensure our curiosity doesn't overstep the boundaries of respect and privacy. In conclusion, it's not about what you shouldn't ask, but rather how and when you should ask. There's a time and place for everything, and intimate details of someone's life are not a topic for casual conversation. Remember, everyone's private life is just that, private. In conclusion, the golden rule is respect. It's about understanding that being gay is not a choice, but an integral part of a person's identity. It's about acknowledging that stereotypes about lifestyle are just that, stereotypes. They don't define a person or their experiences. It's about realizing that questions about relationships can be intrusive and disrespectful. It's about recognizing that curiosity is natural, but it should never override someone's comfort or privacy. In our journey today, we've navigated the terrain of misconceptions and stereotypes. We've dismantled the idea that being gay is a choice. We've debunked lifestyle stereotypes. We've examined the implications of intrusive questions about relationships. And we've looked at how curiosity, while natural, can sometimes overstep boundaries. But remember, the purpose of this conversation is not to make you walk on eggshells around your gay friends, family, or colleagues. Rather, it's to foster an environment of respect and understanding. It's about recognizing that everyone's journey is unique and should be honored as such. It's about being an ally, not just in words but in actions. So, let's continue to educate ourselves and others about these misconceptions and stereotypes. Let's challenge them when we encounter them. Let's strive for a world where everyone feels seen, heard, and respected regardless of their sexual orientation. It's not about being politically correct, it's about being respectful and understanding. Let's build a more inclusive world together.